UFO and alien conspiracies have been around forever, so whether you're a believer or skeptic, we're one step closer to finding out the truth. The Pentagon has months to release everything they know, and we spoke to some experts about it. But first, here's a look at the most notable UFO sightings and research to date on this Jeff Files UFO Report. You've heard the theories and seen the videos.
Wrong, bro. There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My gosh.
Sightings of UFOs or unidentified flying objects date back decades.
I am here to discuss the so-called flying saucers.
Let's start with this first credible one. It was 1947, and this pilot, Kenneth Arnold, claimed he saw a formation of flying saucers in Washington. He sent this sketch and letter to the military and FBI. Although they denied it, they became bombarded with requests.
Since 1947, we have received and analyzed between 1,000 and 2,000 reports that have come to us from all kinds of sources.
And just a month after was the notorious Roswell incident in New Mexico. A rancher found mysterious wreckage on his land, and he was certain he saw a UFO and aliens.
There have been a certain percentage of this volume of reports that have been made by credible observers of relatively incredible things.
The military initially said it was a flying disc, but then took back their statement and said it was actually a weather balloon. But not everyone agreed.
With all due respect to the Air Force, I believe that some of them will prove to be of interplanetary origin.
In the 50s and 60s, there were tons of UFO sightings reported around Area 51 in Nevada.
We can say that the recent sightings are in no way connected with any secret development by any department of the United States.
But the government was lying. Area 51 was actually a secret military site all along, and the CIA finally admitted that in 2013. And then there was Project Blue Book. In 1948, the U.S. Air Force secretly began investigating thousands of UFO reports. But they ended that in 1969, saying they couldn't find any evidence of UFOs or threats to our national security. And finally, one of the most notable moments came in 2017 when a private company, To the Stars Academy of Arts and Sciences, released this. You see fast-moving objects captured by advanced infrared sensors. And you hear two Navy pilots stunned at how fast the objects are moving. One former top Pentagon official even publicly came out and said this.
My personal belief is that there is very compelling evidence that we may not be alone.
But it wasn't until April 2020 that the Pentagon officially released these videos and confirmed that they were real. But it's still unclear. Are they drones or UFOs? In December 2020, former President Donald Trump took it a step further when he signed a bill into law that demands U.S. intelligence to release all their UFO data and reports in 180 days.
I won't talk to you about what I know about it, but it's very interesting. But Roswell's a very interesting place with a lot of people that would like to know what's going on.
So, what is going on? Are these sightings just a coincidence?
Have any targets up here? We just had something go right over the top of us.
Or are we actually closer to figuring out the truth?
It's almost as if these extraterrestrials are giving us a little bit here, a little bit there, and they're leading us somewhere, which we're ultimately going to find out very soon where this is going.
Ooh, earlier I spoke to the Roswell investigators to see what they think about the Pentagon's upcoming report. Check it out. We're joined by Tom Carey and Don Schmidt. Guys, I'm so excited about this. Your research on UFO activity has been the theme of documentaries and books for decades. Thank you guys so much for coming on DBL. All right, guys, let's dive right in because we have a lot to cover. Now, there's a lot of theories out there on aliens and UFOs, but the Pentagon just admitted they've been holding and testing wreckage from UFO crashes. Now, do you think any of our technological advancements of the 20th century have to do with this very same testing?
As far as we're concerned, there are several things, such as the amalgam called nitinol, which is derived from the Roswell crash.
To me, it often smacks of, the level of human arrogance that still persists throughout the world. The idea that we would have anything of a higher level drop into our hands, no matter what the situation, and we'd be able to plug it right in and make it work, that type of thing.
Now, a new bill signed into law is requiring U.S. intelligence agencies to release everything they know, and they only have a few months left. So what else do you think they will share with us?
As little as they can. There will be an unclassified version of their report and also a classified version, which we will not see. And that's the one we would be interested in.
Yeah, I don't understand why they wouldn't release that information. I just watched a documentary about how presidents throughout history wanted to get this information out.
What politician is going to go before the American people and make such a pronouncement and still get reelected?
The government is holding 9 alien spacecraft.
I'm fascinated with Bob Lazar. I'm sure you guys are very familiar with him. And his coming forward in 1989 about all of his discoveries, Area 51, Element 115, which we just found out now is a legit element. A lot of his findings are coming to fruition right now.
What's interesting about Lazar is that if he is truly a whistleblower, we see in recent years what happens, like Edward Snowden, what happens when you actually do disclose a sensitive information. But this may be part of that slow, incremental trickling of information.
So have you guys seen this Tic Tac video? I believe there's some footage out there that shows this video that looks just like a Tic Tac, but that defies the laws of gravity. Could you guys explain what this video is?
It has been declared valid by the Defense Department, albeit belatedly, but it is something I believe that has gotten everybody thinking seriously about this subject.
Regardless of what people believe, should they start caring about this because of all the information we have?
I'm a firm believer in the motto, the truth shall set you free.
As I often like to tell people, that if we're wrong about this entire situation, it doesn't change anything. Everything remains status quo. But if we're right, it changes everything.
I love that. That's a perfect place to end there. Tom Carey and Don Schmidt, thank you so much for coming on DBL. I could talk to you guys all day. To learn more about their research and their award-winning books, visit RoswellInvestigator.com. We'll be right back, everybody. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Wow, compelling interview, Jeff. So now, after talking to them, did anything change in your mind?
No, I just love talk. I like watching documentaries about that. I like listening to people like that. I mean, people go online and they just hate on each other. Why can't I just follow UFO stuff?
Yeah, I think you found your calling.
I think I have. Yeah. That was the best interview we did all year.
I know. No, really, it's fascinating. I think.
I'm just kidding.
Hey, more and more, we're going to learn. You know, the government's already said that they're going to start leaking out information. So.
You're with me on this.
Of course I am, and you're ahead of the curve, bud.
I'll meet you up. I'll meet you up there.